All right, welcome back to The Devil in Detail, the Grendel Reread podcast. I'm Eli.
I'm Ben, and this is episode
80,
issue number 30. God and the Devil, part 6, 5, 4.
Number 30, yes.
Getting good, whatever it is.
But we're still here in the studio, Eli and Ben together for the first time. We're in California. You're seeing this a week after we're home, but today we did some amazing stuff. We went to Spiro's Heroes, which is a giant comic book shop, and we filled up a short box together, which was very fun.
Yeah.
You enjoyed digging together like that? It was pretty cool.
It was, it's almost like a gym, because the long boxes, if you want to find, you have to
You gotta lift it up
and carry long boxes. And so it's almost like, how much of that are you willing to do?
Yeah.
We went to another shop yesterday.
Yeah, Galaxy of Comics in Los Angeles.
I felt like between these two shops, I literally hauled a lot of specific books that I was looking for.
That's awesome.
Based on my highly detailed list.
Checked them off your list.
It was pretty crazy. I stumbled upon exactly what I needed at all points of both bin diving sessions. It was crazy.
Hell yeah. And so another thing we're doing, as we kind of talked about last week, and I kind of had this realization as I was preparing this smoked chicken for Ben, that like, you know, you always read about and we hear that Matt is an amazing chef. The Wagners seem to love to cook, and so I was hoping to honor that legacy by preparing these amazing meals for Ben while he's here in town.
We've had some amazing meals.
Great, dude.
We did well.
I'm glad. So we're here, we're chilling. We just relaxed out back and read this issue of Grendel. We talked about it. It's really cool to be hanging out with you and to read an issue together and then talk about it for y'all.
Yeah, and then we would be mostly synced up. We would always be within one page of where the other was in a reading,
and we can talk about it along the way and kind of iron some stuff out. So I think you all are going to enjoy. We're going to head over to the overhead cam, and that's the intro.
Get ready to enjoy, y'all.
Yes.
It's like the devil is my best friend. On the roads with the pen to the fork end, or till time end. Like Orion, Jupiter, my kin, bloodline private. We control the whole shit. The wolf won't beef, then we feast off the rip. Behold the devil in detail. Behold the devil in detail.
All right, we are back, and we are getting into the overhead cam of Grendel number 30 now. All right, so we got an amazing cover here. I mean, this is Pope Innocent's face close up. I mean, this is one I've seen on the shelves and like in racks, and I always look at it and I always buy it because it's so it's incredibly beautiful. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it shines, man. Whoops. Thank Brendan Wagner for these beautiful backgrounds that we're using today.
The geometry on the like stained glass thing he's standing in front of is
it's beautiful.
It is pretty wild. You know, it's another one where point is to look on the back to the full art.
Exactly. Yeah, it's beautiful. You got to see the whole thing for what it is.
This whole story is the big Innocent issue.
Yeah, Innocent is not so
42nd.
innocent any longer.
No.
All right.
He never was.
No, he never was. All right, so we get into it, and you know, it starts off hard. You know, starts out heavy with Eppy busting through, knock knock, and using his what we've become known as his normal stuff, like his normal jokey and disruption, and you know, knock knock knock. I say, anybody home? I'm here right now, and gotta chill your bones. You gotta chill your bones.
Orion is talking about how like public opinion and official stories and spin in the news is trying to frame this to like keep people calm and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And like kind of change the story, change what people interpret. And it, you know, that's big in our society today. You know, people, you know, what's the real story? Are we changing the story? Are we getting the full story of everything? You know, so
this story is called Devil Unveiled.
Devil Unveiled.
Very appropriate.
It was only after Grendel's usual follow-up broadcast and eventual then the information was sketchy and vague. Okay, I didn't get it.
Now this is kind of crazy. We turn the page and it's revealed that the window that he just jumped through was the Pope's.
Was the Pope's. Yeah.
He's
I mean, so
standing
he's right
in front
in.
of them.
So this issue starts off huge again.
Yeah. It was their first direct confrontation.
Yeah, exactly. Jump down, turn around, love them, funky tones, everyone, hallelujah, hey, hey. He kind of has a penchant for like, song lyrics and
Scatting.
like,
Yeah, song and dance man.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah.
got that Harlequinness of it all.
For sure.
And he's like, and Pope Innocent's like, the wolf finally confronts the ram. Ah,
Yeah. I really like the nature kind of way. The snake. Purple on red.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. And that we get our next like illusion here. But then on the next page, we're here with Pellon Cross in the
Sahara Desert.
Sahara Desert. Yes.
It's
For some
kind
reason,
of-
speederless with
I feel like it's
technologyless,
supposed
with
to be
no water.
I think it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
Like cut the Pellon Cross in the Sahara Desert, and he's like
He's
eating
like,
lizards and horrible. This one of him drinking out of the canteen is like a primo Grendel panel. It
Primo
looks
Grendel,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I love
But they all look good. But this issue, like Bernie 3 in a row with John, a lot of things
really
click together for these guys on this issue.
Oh yeah.
Really nice.
All right. So, but then we see right at the end, he says, there he is from afar. And we come back to this epic battle between Eppy and Pope Innocent, rah, and so they're battling and, they're kind of saying like, we didn't even know the Pope had it in him,
This is peak Bernie. This is peak Grendel. One of those pages that is up there with any of them from the last, 30 issues.
Yeah.
Plus.
I think this might be one that hand me one of those Love and Grendels behind you, but I think this is one that J.K. Snyder sent us the original page to publish in the thing. Oh yeah, this is the first one that I used for his. So you can really see some cool stuff. It's just the pencils there.
Put those two next to each other.
Yeah,
I love panel 2 when he takes it in the jaw.
Oh yeah, it's really cool.
I mean, it's really, really Bernie, but it's a very nice harmony between the two artists.
Yeah,
the 3 artists, they all chip in.
You can really see some of the detail on like Eppy's body. I guess it's a little bit different. The blacks are there, but the glare is kind of there.
I mean, even Eppy's anatomy is morphed into something really humorous. This panel 3,
yeah,
where it's like high angle and the shape of Eppy's legs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
it all works very well. So it is revealed that Innocent is strong enough to punch down Eppy.
Right.
Okay.
To really hold up. And I think later on it goes on to say Orion says like, he was able to survive. Like he survived his confrontation with Grendel. But here we go back over to the Sahara where Pellon Cross is being revived by his cop pals.
His 2 buddies.
We saw a few issues earlier.
Got him on a floating gurney and
he's like, the case, where's the case? And he's like, the case is safe. It's all good.
That's the plutonium that he retrieved.
I think so.
Okay. I mean,
yeah, it must be something.
I feel like he has another time where he goes into the desert on his like floating motorcycle.
Man, this is a side story we need to see is him in, but this page is amazing, dude. This battle is so good. The fact that we see, and I was unsure whether we ever got to see like the artist show, kind of how, and you hate to say it, but Deadpool's and Spidey's eyes, like his eyes shouldn't really be able to move with like his face.
I do hate to say it.
Yeah. But like, that's done a lot with Spidey and Deadpool.
It's exaggerated.
I love that. Like, I love that about Spidey. I love how sometimes the inner white of the eyes on his mask will change.
It's very fitting for Eppy Thatcher.
It really is. Yeah, I love this page, man. And of course, Joe Matt.
Yeah, for me, it's about the contrast of the 2 fabrics in that.
Yes,
in that
this elegant red, untattered, unmessy, just straight red, and then Eppy's rags. And that is until he pulls off this hand that was connected, as you pointed out, to like some finger.
Yeah, little finger holds come out with it. Now, we should discuss the taboo of the priest of Vatican West and prosthetics.
Right.
Because when we're dealing with Emmett Fairbanks at the end of the incubation years, he had a number of prosthetics, and it was
a detriment to his rise.
It was a public knowledge that was the case.
Yeah.
Everyone knew it because he wasn't whole.
All right, so we're continuing with Eppy and they're battling, and this is another amazing dynamic panel of Grendel. It's beautiful.
Yeah, really nice.
And this is where he's singing like "Stop in the name of love." All right, so this is amazing here too, and then it's talking about what we found. It says right here, and then Orion says what he found most infuriating about the incident was the death of Lucas Guillaume. He had hoped to get more out of him, and so here we see Lucas approaching Pope Innocent, and he said, "Please let me see." And
this is the guy who spilled the beans about the sun gun.
Right.
Known CA.
He's already and that's what Orion was saying. He wanted to get a lot more out of it. But so now we see a little bit of a major reveal here.
Oh, the nature.
A lot of bit of a major reveal, right? I didn't want you to see this, Lucas. Look at me. I'm a vampire. I'm yellow. This is my underhand. That was under my metallic hand.
Look at what Joe's got going on the island right there.
Oh man,
that might be over. That might be over the black.
Oh yeah. You were always such a loyal servant, and now he shows him, and you see this snake pouncing on this little puppy, and right here we see again this eye, very reminiscent of the Christine stuff.
Yeah.
We're not getting in any spoilers here. We may know him. You guys may know him, but we won't get into anything until
I'm sure we will.
But look, he is a vampire. He is eating the blood. He is drinking the blood.
No one knew. No one had any idea.
No one had any idea. Yes. With the bitter blessing of hindsight. Okay. Yeah. So now it kind of seems as though like he is seeing it along with us. Like Orion is seeing like these events along with us. Like, because he's narrating like.
Well, this is where it gets as the densest.
Yeah, it's
the entire book. And we were reading it outside, and we were both here. We're like, this is
very dense. Text. We're getting dense, baby.
Yeah, but it's the animal analog was that this purple snake finds a puppy, and it eats them.
Very much like this snake, this vampire man is eating his person. All right, we are back. We just took a quick break and took the chicken out of the smoker and put the ribs in the smoker. So shout out to all the people who are clocking tonight's meal. So we are back, and I think we're getting into Orion Asante here coming in to this big meeting. We got an overhead shot, a very Fifth Element-y, super cool, like down flying shot, and Orion is reviewing the tape or looking into this thing that Eppy Thatcher is like releasing right now.
This was the hardest page to read.
The hardest page for
Panel
you.
one, I was going wild here.
Well, he called up to Garcia because there's this whole thing where the Pope is going down to where is it? He's going down to South America for the source of the Rio, the source of the bananas, and they're trying to figure out. And so the Pope is visiting the bananas and picking them up himself.
I think maybe there's a little bit of a like subtext that he gets a hero's welcome.
Right.
It's about 600
tons
of bananas, but he's also bringing a lot of other money.
It's called SCAR now. Like it's like a new city state of the like South and Central America.
Yeah, it's the system. It's the system that was South
America. Oh yeah, Central
probably.
America, United Republic or something. South.
But there were a
Central
few
America,
that had
United
kind
Republic.
of there were a bunch that had kind of funny sounding names.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
And okay, so and then Eppy has at first I thought this was like somehow they were viewing footage of the actual attack, but no, this is Eppy
this is
on he's
right.
casted right
he's
now.
Showing the taboo of the unwhole.
Yeah, what I have exactly. All right, so we turn the page, we get this great Inspector Gill, fish hunter, fish police ad, and look at this quality. Actually, this is an interesting Kamiko ad. Shout out to the Kamiko peeps, of course. This whole shelf is full of Dark Horse, or is full of detective like DC comics and like Donald Duck and Superman, and like it's weird that you would have like, or even be able to use other brands stuff in an ad like that. I feel like you would have to pay for that these days to be able to license, say Donald Duck. But you got Ginger Fox
over in Norristown.
You got Ginger Fox, you got Justice Machine, you got Grendel twice, you got Fish Police, you got some old socks, some 3D glasses,
and a CD.
a CD,
that's sitting on top of Grendel. Yeah,
a compact disc.
But it is kind of cool that there's a photo. I like that there's like a neon red and green skateboard.
King Cobra. Yeah.
And
cool.
this
the
like,
shirt.
and the
This
shirt is
piece-
so 80s.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm gonna scan this. Y'all got to join. There's like a Kamiko page on Facebook now, like a Kamiko celebration where the main guys like run it. Jerry Giovincio.
Mhm.
I mean, he's on there.
This
It's
is one of my
interesting,
favorite
look back.
lads.
This is really cool. Yeah.
In the book. I mean, it reminds me again of like Matt does this occasionally where when he introduces the four, like the Rachel Coleman
Yeah.
page, where he'll, be very pointed in how he frames, lets the scene play, and then it drifts down to see Orion in his floating chair.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. And this is where he kind of like Orion starts getting very like full of himself and righteous, and like Orion is the only one doing the right thing, and I mean,
Right.
he's the rising hero of our story. He's taking these very bold moves. He's making incredibly bold moves. Like
Yeah.
they're telling him, like, because he's got this information, they're telling him, don't say it, don't do it. And he's like, so what, you want me to just like continue as I was doing what I'm able? And they're like, they got outvoted. Otto Goldwyn, he thought was going to shit. Where did he say that? I think that maybe that was earlier in the comic. He was like, I thought Otto Goldwyn was going to shit himself.
I like this one. Those members who were Vatican influenced to begin with were now actually hostile. The others were indecisive and weak.
Yeah.
So it's better suited for our times than it is for 1988.
Yeah.
It would seem. That's really eerie. And that happens a lot throughout the series.
Yeah, it really does. They envisioned like how bad it could possibly get. And it's like, it's got that bad. Or like a type of bad you couldn't even think of. Now this, you loved this. You spoke out of that immediately.
I also really like this Otto Goldwyn. It almost has like a Dave Stevens or Steve.
This
Reed.
one here.
No, of Otto up top.
Oh, right here.
Pointing
Yeah.
his finger.
Yeah.
The negative space for the light coming in is
Even almost McFarlane.
It's like one of Joe's absolute best moves. It's really, really tight.
Really nice.
Yeah, Orion holds a press conference, and he's gonna speak some truth. He's got his diagram that he points to that shows that innocence is connected to all the systems and is manipulating everything. And by the time we get to panel 3, where the media is stunned, we're really supposed to get the sense that a lot of time and a lot of crimes have been laid out. And then big cut to the close-up of Orion's face, incredibly rendered by Joe. There's a rule of coloring where you really do not, if you're going to do modeling or anything like that, or make not flat, you can't make up new light sources. You have to respect what's there. And so we've already got these heavy black shadows, and the white areas that Joe leaves in negative are in really great harmony with the solid blacks.
Yeah, I agreed.
Cool.
So good. All right. So one more thing. You're all aware of the upcoming papal visit to Scar. What has not been revealed is the fact that this concession is in exchange for 600 tons of bananas. What, I ask you, can possibly be done with 6,000 tons,
Right,
600 tons of bananas?
It's a quid pro quo out here.
Quid pro quo.
I want no quid pro quo.
Now, look, I did Google bananas, radioactive plutonium, and they said that because of their content of potassium, there is a bit of radioactivity in them. So maybe in order, they've got some machine that will like take all these and extract. So like that much bananas is like a stealthy way to like generate
that is
toxic.
bizarre.
It's like, how did Matt stumble on that in the writing process? Like, was there an article he read, or was there some sort of like thing that
I always thought it was just like a happy, like, oh, here's this thing and let's turn it.
Well, it's so
like
humorous to have it
but
be
it's
like
also the clue. It's the perfect phone call. It's the smoking gun.
Yeah.
Because
we got 600, you got 30,000 pounds.
So this is
of bananas.
Oh, did I skip a page?
Of bananas. No. Well, they flash back.
Oh, right. He speaks again.
Yeah. That's the big speech that you were like, we've got to.
So he gets in the car with Sean Kniff.
But he's like, I couldn't even get there. It was like that those Beatles videos you see, or those like rock star videos where you see where they're like the press is outside and they're pushing through the audience and they're like blah, 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 blah. It took superhuman effort to force my way to the basic limo I had waiting outside.
Uber creature.
And inside waiting is Sherry Kniff, and he's like, dang, surprised to see her. And they kind of lock it down, like, obviously she would want to be on his side, but she can't be. And like, but he's like, I'm gonna have to come out with this. And she's like, it's fine. It's like, just do it. You have to. She's on his side still. They got outvoted, and he's like, I'm just gonna fucking lay it out. And they zoom off. As Pellon crosses.
Yeah, it's like the camera.
It's like they zoom
pans.
past each
Yeah,
other.
one passes and then the other one, then you pivot to follow.
That's very cinematic right there. Great job.
One thing that is in this last panel is all the 3-point perspective on the spires.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
there's
They cut to it a lot.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll put it in like a horizontal panel.
Yeah.
And it just makes it look even taller.
Yes.
This page here, where Innocent and where I guess he brings him the Saharan plutonium.
Yes.
He's holding the canister.
He didn't say crystals or something. It was like something else he had to get there that would be like
something in the
honed down
radioactive
into-
dump.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. So we don't really know what it is yet, I guess.
I love this one where
case yet.
he pokes him in the neck. It's
Yeah,
one
he's
of
like, let me get a little smell of that.
this
Give me a little
drawing
taste.
like reminds me. This drawing and sort of like all the best drawings in this issue
Mhm.
remind me of like Matt digging it and sort of like shaping his future style around the successes of these artists.
Oh wow, yeah. I think maybe that this where he pokes him with his finger, it's sort of like, how My Favorite Martian used to like drink through his finger. I feel like every vampire has like one nail that kind of like you can stick it in and like get a little taste of your prey or something.
I did not know about that.
No, I'm kind of just pausing.
That's head posits.
Yeah, head canon.
What I was
tasting it
confused
right there.
is whether or not that was enough to make him a vampire. I guess
No, I don't think
specifically.
so. I mean, he ravaged.
I want your blood one way.
All right, look. So he throws him. He said, "Oh, it will, my friend." And he's like, the payoff's coming right up. He's like, wondered when it would come down to this. And so then it's mano a mano, and we get the alligator circling the water hole again here.
For this,
As Pellon comes up, just look at this coloring and the dynamics of this
Yeah,
page.
right there.
All black, this Bernie shit here.
it's very
Oh my
European in a lot of
gosh.
ways. I like the angle that the stars are on. They're
Yeah.
they have a lot of great
Oh
motion.
man, yeah, I'm getting like excited here, guys.
This is
I'm
one of the
kicking this
best
around.
pages in the series.
Holy shit, so good,
in the
so
podcast
dynamic.
so far.
Oh my
really,
God.
really incredible.
Fuck, they're like flip these and so Pope just picks him up by the ankle and wings him into the wall right there. And the Kamiko blimp. Hey, if you guys want to know how to submit to Kamiko, here's a full rundown. These are great. This is great. Anyway, sorry. We got some major motion here. Let's go. All right. So now he throws him down. And he's like, but you will learn. Yes, of all my recipients, I
Yeah.
think only you have the capacity to truly accept it. So like he actually sees something in Pellon Cross, maybe like
They've had a great working relationship so
Yeah.
far.
and Pellon kind of, he becomes, he's seated here as the big bad for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's a militant.
And so here he's like, oh hell yes, and he's about to bite down in. And then I love his mandrill there, just like looking.
Yeah, the coloring on the mandrill with like the yellow highlighters sitting underneath
Love it.
and on him is very cool. Yeah, look at the cast shadow in panel 2 over Pellon's face.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's a really important Pellon Cross origin story that we're not getting.
Yeah, he's a bit like maybe it's because Silverback, they didn't like how the process of Silverback, that none of the other villains got their like their side explorations or something.
Well, I don't think any of the other villains except Tajiro are anywhere close to being.
Well, if we got Silverback, I would have loved to get Tujiro, and now I would love to get Pellon Cross,
I fully agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think that like 8 pages of something tight would do it.
Yeah.
I don't need like on end. All right, so he throws him in this hole and closes the door, and the alligator eats the purple snake. So the snake eats the puppy.
Yeah, and that's the
Alligator is the
allegory
snake.
there again. And this is as he bites Pellon Cross. drags him and throws him in this room. See, with the yellow things.
Yeah, it
Right
almost
as-
looks like a police caution.
Oh yeah,
Tape, that's
they're
what I-
like
that's what I
aliens
thought.
or like that you always see the black light. All right, and so then here we go into some major info here with a news dump.
You gotta read this.
Read the news report.
Okay, once again, the board has dissolved its newly formed tower. It's not again. It's once again. Let me repeat. The board has dissolved its newly formed tower commission as a result of yesterday's press conference. Basic CEO Sherry Granoff is quoted as saying that this will have no effect on Orion Asante's position as junior executive officer in charge of labor for Basic. On the religious front, we take you now live to Rio de Janeiro with coverage of Pope Innocent XLII's first visit to the South and Central American United Republics. The welcoming ceremony is being staged around the massive statue. I'm going to read it. It's great. So
Okay, yeah, so they're here, and this is
Alvarez Garcia is
yeah,
there.
that he was, and that's who Orion was talking to earlier, trying to get some information about the 600 pounds of bananas.
Everyone's having a great time with him. And there's this like Ryan Seacrest guy on a floating platform.
Who's hosting and he's like, thanks, Deb. Well, as you can see, the weather is great in Rio today. The Pope couldn't have chosen a better day for the arrival in Scotland. Makes you wonder if he had a little spiritual guidance. But seriously, what with the recent controversy aroused by dissenters in the system, the church's popularity has undergone some major fluctuations in the last several weeks. All right, that's enough.
So there's a big, this is a big PR.
Right, and
Shit.
it's being transmitted to all of the stations. Like how we saw before, like they got relegated to just their stations, but no, like this is on every station until it
The broadcast gets jammed and you're
Jammed.
totally expecting it to be Eppy.
Yeah, we think it's gonna be Eppy. We got
Totally
the
Eppy.
green scheme. Oh, this has got to be Eppy. But boom, nope, pum pum pum. It is Orion Asante ready to take to the stage to tell you the deep dark secret of this. So you want to read it or shall I?
Good evening. The last time I spoke to you, the public, I outlined some of the results of my investigation into church expenditures. Immediately evident was the usage of church funds for an inordinate amount of solar construction, presumably within the upper reaches of the tower itself. In addition, the political showcase you've just been observing is in fact a business exchange for the sum of some 600 tons of bananas from Scour.
Oh, bananas.
To these strange and seemingly unconnected circumstances, I now feel compelled to add the fact that traces of nuclear technology have been revealed within the churches.
That's the blueprint they
Informational
found of
coffers.
like Big Boy or Little Man or whatever, the nuclear bomb from the 50s and 60s.
This is so fucking crazy.
We are 300 years enough. Like, okay, yeah, because they dropped the nuclear bomb on Washington and now
Are
one
only
incubation.
300 years enough to make us all forget the horrors of
Yeah.
nuclear reality? Or do we really need the assurance of religion over our own good judgment? That is the vital importance to us all.
And it is real.
Okay, great. And he books it the fuck out of there.
Yeah, and that's when he's like, I'm going into exile. One of his sisters is going to go with him. One of them is going to stay. It seems like.
This is a great page.
Yeah.
That
really,
sequence
really
at the
cool.
bottom, especially with the car headlights.
Yeah, the motion, the fly. Yeah.
Yeah, the chain link fence.
Yeah.
See, look at that. Look at you. Look, chain link fence in both the last two. See the relationship.
Oh, they established the.
Is it established and
Thank
then they
you.
relate?
Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
And they do it a lot with Joe's colors. They always use his like greens and
Yeah.
yellows. And
Yeah,
stuff to
he's
show
incredible with the light and
going
the
and coming.
sunsets.
Yeah.
The headlights look great. Everything.
So good.
Very cool. This long panel on 23 is great too.
Yeah. All right. So we're back here. Okay, this is their apartment building. This is where the
Yeah,
Asantes
this is
live.
this is COP coming. to
Right.
the
So they
place.
come in and which one is? Oh, I love this. I love this. This is because Matt's a chef. Do you want mustard? No, that green kind makes my nose run. This green mustard. That's like I feel like a future. No, I feel like that's well, maybe, yeah. I just looked at it as like a futuristic mustard is green, kind of thing. Like just add a little dry yellow to some mayonnaise, So that's smart. So you get the mayonnaise powder,
They just make
or
it
sorry,
sentence.
the mustard powder, and now it's mayonnaise. Cute. See, I love little sides like that. Anyway, all right. So excuse me, ladies. There's someone at the door. It's the police, and this is Celestial Asante. What do they call her for short? Every time we've been seeing her,
Celeste, I think.
Celeste. Okay, yeah. And she's about to fucking eat this guy for lunch. She goes on this whole thing like, you don't have this, like we're not part of the church. You can't do us here. He's not here.
We've been
like,
excommunicated.
we've been excommunicated,
Yeah.
right? So like Orion's not here. and unless you go to the companies, unless you go to the board and get a search thing, like you can't come in.
Right, and he's an exile and he's not here, so leave.
Right.
And
And,
they do.
this guy doesn't have the clearance. He's just like, bitch. Like, is you get a very like 60s acid, like
On his face.
2001 A Space
Yeah.
Odyssey, like inverted.
Both of these two panels are really well composed
Love
with
this,
all the
man.
amount of text, but
Yeah.
they've both got like kind of a head tilt going on where you're looking.
And the simplicity of these cop cars too.
Mhm. That's Bernie.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Bernieism.
All right. And so another cut to the spires. And we're getting a little bit more. What I didn't realize.
This is the one that I
was-
really liked, where it really feels like this great depth on just a simple silhouette.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like a Dutch angle
Uh-huh.
turning into.
Yeah.
I didn't realize was that this was exactly what I was doing. Okay. So this is, I wanted to read this. And so I had agreed to let them stay in Frisco, at least for the next week or so. I didn't like the idea of them paying for my actions. What I didn't realize was that this was exactly what I was doing by letting them stay.
It sounds like he didn't really think that part through.
He didn't know. He should have brought them all. Yeah, exactly. He thought, he might have only been thinking for himself at this point. And so this is what happens. And now, so we bust in, and this is funny because it says lookers on thought that it looked like the Pope and his security guy there were drunk, and they're both, he's got like his goblet there. He's got his
'cause they're
chalice, and he's
drinking
got
wine.
they're
drinking
drunk.
blood, excuse me.
Yeah. You know what? They are drinking blood.
I see. Okay. I did not.
So they kind of stumble in. Maybe they have like 2 parts blood, 1 parts, Scotch whiskey or something. Do you think vampires make like mixed drinks?
There's
Like
no
blood and whiskey?
There's
or,
absolutely
like-
no information on vampire lore in this comic. So
I have a great drink.
it could
It's
be
blood,
anything.
a little lime juice, a splash of grenadine. Oh my God, that's so funny. Do vampires make blood cocktails? Get back to us, crew. Hit us up in the comments for some good blood cocktails.
And
All
join the conversation.
Join the conversation. All right, nothing, Ludrico, leave me. And this is Pellon Cross has escaped his.
I was so confused. by
Yeah,
this.
I know. Yeah, we had to talk about this for a minute.
I think it's
But
because
it came. I mean, I knew exactly. You know what I did is I busted over here real quick and saw Pellon and was like, okay. So he
Yeah.
locked Pellon in
well,
the room.
this sun icon
Right. It's
appears
well.
earlier,
Yeah,
when
it's
they
a little
lock him up.
different. Yeah.
and then also because it's a solid black room,
Yeah.
we never see the inside of it. We don't know if it's cell or what. So. Anyway, he's really pissed. Surprise, surprise. He's pissed.
All right, yeah. So he's super pissed that Pellon broke out, and so now it's kind of a fuzz for the rest of the issue. Here's Pellon breaking out,
Champ page.
insane,
So good.
so good. And then we see, let's see which Fadi, and so this isn't his sister. So it's both his sisters stayed, and Fadi came with him. Sorry,
I don't know if they make it out. I don't
think
don't
they did.
remember
I don't
how
think they
far into this storyline we are. Does it say what chapter? It's
yeah, I
chapter
know.
6.
Now I love this ad right here.
Yeah.
This is an amazing ad.
This
I'm gonna
cool.
post this up in the Granoff group. Like, this is great. This object could prove to be one of the most dangerous things in the world. And that's the ish onto the Grendel's lair.
That's it. So I think visually this is one of the strongest in the entire 30-issue run.
It's so good.
And there's pages and panels in here that are up there with the best of them.
Yeah.
I think like the story has parts that are not as tight as I would like them to be, but I would also like to just see more of this stuff expanded, and that's how I always feel. So it's a really unique literary trick. Like Mage doesn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, Mage gives you what you want and has much more like structural, like social contract stuff going on
Yeah.
in this book, where you have to sort of see the absences and mull them over in your own head.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Good.
There's so much great stuff going on in this book. I think there's a lot of rising action, and there's a lot of big revelations in this book. Did you like my smooth transition? Was it smooth or was it a little janky?
It was smooth. Eli. Well done. All right, good.
No, yeah. So a lot happened in this book. We get our first sign of Pope as a vampire.
Pope
the
vampire.
Pope vampire.
He's crazy. I mean, it's a lot of sign.
Yeah, Pellon Cross is turned into a vampire, which is a huge piece that's going to be used later
We can
on.
all assume based on this one.
The eyeball that he's eating the eyeball.
Let's
Let's not even say it. No,
Let's not even say.
I don't. No spoilers for anyone who's. So much fun. So much. I really enjoyed the art in this. Bernie, I think, really shines through.
Yeah,
He ends
I
up
think
shining
that-
through.
I think that John adjusts to Bernie's strengths.
Yeah.
Which is also really cool.
Yeah, I loved it.
I think Jake comes back in the next issue.
Jake Geldof comes back
So
to
we'll
pencil.
see to do something.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
Or there might be one more Bernie. There might be one more Bernie somewhere in there, but Jay's on at least the rest of those.
Nice.
Great.
And we're gonna be doing some little side episodes covering some stuff in the like Matt world and in the contributors world. Here's we're gonna do some short episodes that we're gonna pepper in throughout the thing. We're gonna cover the jam where Matt was doing covers. We're gonna cover the turbo color injected turbo adventure from hell. We're gonna flip through this one. We've got a one from deep in the Matt archives when he did Ultimate Marvel Team Up #1.
It's his only Marvel work.
His only Marvel work. Yeah, his only full issue Marvel work. So that's Spider-Man and Wolverine by Matt. And we're gonna look for this.
Baltimore Comic-Con 2014 exclusive.
Yeah, celebrating Matt Wagner. So we're gonna flip through that and we're gonna filter those in throughout the cast. So look for those. It's amazing. Don't spoil them. Hey, let's keep it hot. All right, so look for that. We'll have those in the post credits. All right, y'all. Until next time, Vivat Grendel and keep on Gremlin.